On our special panel discussion this evening, we welcome the newly elected president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Metry Seaga. Good evening, Metry. How are you? Congratulations.
Very well, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
PSOJ has, for me, Metry, over the last perhaps 10 years or so, grown exponentially in terms of its presence on issues beyond economics and business. How does your presidency interpret this? Its involvement in CMOC, in the partnership, now Project STAR. How does your presidency come to terms with this, and what will you do with those initiatives?
Well, I don't expect there to be any change where that is concerned. You know, we're a business organization, but the truth is that there are some social issues within our country that affect each and every one of us and affects business in a real and meaningful way. So, for example, the issue of crime and lawlessness in our society affects us significantly as business people. So if we don't address those things in partnership with the government, then we're all going to feel it, and we're not going to grow as a country.
One of the stellar moves, I think, of the private sector organization of Jamaica over the last couple of years has been the fact that it has become a much more relied upon voice on public issues, and that when the president of the PSOJ speaks, I think it helps people to find clarity on a lot of issues. What have you been doing, or what will you be doing to ensure that that presence, that leadership that is provided by the PSOJ continues to be felt and heard throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica?
But the truth is, Nadine, that Keith Duncan, my predecessor, has left big shoes to fill, and the presidents before him have also done so. So I will try to continue to do more of the same. It is my mandate to be fair, to be tough where I need to be tough, but to be fair to all parties. And we're going to call it like we see it, as a community. This organization is not one person. I just have to speak on behalf of the many members that we have, which covers the length and breadth of business activity in Jamaica. So I intend to be fair to all parties, but to be firm on issues that we feel are important to making Jamaica a better place to live.
You yourself are somebody who is not afraid to chart new course, right? And to step into waters that people haven't gone in before. And we talk about the Jamaica Exporters Association and the Manufacturers Association, and your leadership bringing the two together. What is your agenda for going forward as the leader of the PSOJ? What do you focus on as you take on this new role?
Well, the truth is, I'm in the seat less than a couple of days. So the truth is that I've not got to sit with my team as yet. We're right into the festive season. I'm newly elected. I have a team of people to meet with. However, there is no secret that one of the main things that we are going to be tackling is crime. The previous administration spoke to it and came out strongly about it. We will continue until we can get the crime problem, crime and general lawlessness and disorder in our society. Until we can get that problem fixed, I don't think we're going very far. So that's certainly one of them. There are some other things, and I would ask you, Nadine, and the public to give me a chance to meet with my team for us to prioritize what needs to be done. Obviously, there's a lot that we could speak about from the get-go, but I think that we have to be more targeted and try to look at the things that we can make an impact in.
But certainly, Metry, one of the concerns that people have expressed about perhaps businessmen like you, the organization you represent, is that, you know, the wealth that Jamaica has is concentrated in so few hands. And I know it's perhaps an awkward question to ask you as the president of the PSOJ, but this cusp of economic recovery that we're on, how does the PSOJ help to ensure that the benefits of it trickles down to Jamaica's most vulnerable, that is not kept in the hands of a few people?
So you know, Neddy, the truth is that I am, now being the president of the PSOJ, I am not the owner or the CEO of a very large company. My company is, for all intents and purposes, a medium to small company. So I view things a little differently. And I can see, and I have felt in building and growing my own business over the years, I know what people are going through. So a big and integral part of what I'm going to be doing is having people like the Small Business Association and the micro MSME sector at the table, telling us how it is that we can make that connection, how we can get smaller businesses to be a part of our association, of our organization, and how we can help them to grow. It's about making business easier to do in our country. It's about giving people opportunities. The simple truth is, and you ask what one of the other things would be, one of the other things is growing the size of our economy. Our economy is simply too small. And, you know, we have to grow it through various means. And one of the means is, as you know, I was the chairman of the Special Economic Zone Authority from its inception for the first 6 years of its life. And I think that's one of the ways that we intend to try to help the society by building our economy so that larger players, internationally and local, and smaller players can come together to form mergers, to form joint ventures, to be able to come together and grow our economy for export.
Just last week, Metry, I would have heard the Ministry of Finance talk about Jamaica accessing funding from the IMF. There is so much talk about Jamaica's economic recovery. Are you feeling the same level of positivity about where Jamaica might be going? And even if you are, what are still some of the concerns you might have about what's happening in our economy?
So, yes, I am and have always been very bullish on Jamaica. I think we have too much going for us not to be bullish on Jamaica. So I think that the move by the Minister of Finance to enter into this agreement with the IMF, or to certainly start discussions with this agreement with the IMF, is a very good one. It's a proactive move. It's almost buying an insurance for the country to say, listen, if we do need it, here are some funds at very low interest rates and for very long terms. I think those are very important things. So I congratulate the Minister and the Ministry of Finance on a good move, in my opinion. I feel that our economy has to grow. I feel that there are some things holding us back, least of which is government bureaucracy. But those are some things that we're going to have to tackle together.
And you know, we talk so very often, Metry, about some of the kinds of issues we have with productivity, with making sure that we are getting the best for our investment. And I know, you know, you're talking about the bureaucracy, but what are you going to be doing in terms of propelling the private sector to become even more efficient and to become that real driver of growth and the engine of development in Jamaica?
So, you know, Nadine, listen, I am one that I'm willing to put a Jamaican worker against any worker anywhere in the world if they are equally compensated and equally trained. So I think that the business community has a lot of work to do in and of itself in terms of training. The compensation will come as our economy grows. But there are some other social things that we have to address. How do people get to work? Is it a stressful situation to get to work? Is the crime affecting them socially? Are they not sleeping at night because there's violence in their areas? Things of that nature are the things that we have to tackle on a macro level. The micro level will come together.
I think I have to ask you this one, Metry, and that has to do with the central bank and its relationship with the business community, and as well, you know, this new role that it is playing as an independent central bank. In your estimation, is this working? Is this working to our benefit? And what of the PSOJ's, what of your presidency's relationship with the central bank?
Well, as I said, my presidency is less than 3 days old, and I would ask you again to give me the time to meet with the governor, as I intend to do. But a lot of our members and a lot of our very active members are bankers, and we're going to have to make sure that that relationship works. The independence of the Bank of Jamaica is an important step in our moving forward as a country. It gives us as business people the knowledge that our bank will not be affected by any political will or any political leanings. So yes, we are in support of the bank being an independent entity. How we work together is going to have to be addressed. And we're going to start those talks sooner rather than later.
And how do you, where are the spaces you see opening up in the economy so that, you know, you can speak to a new generation of potential business people to say, it's not, I know you say you're bullish, but how do you talk to a new generation of business people? We have a whole generation of young people who are opening businesses and, you know, they want to be in the PSOJ. How do you talk to a new generation of potential private sector people?
So, Nadine, listen, my feeling is that Jamaica has a lot going for it. Our location to start with is the best of any in the region. We are located in the Americas, where Singapore is located in Asia. And we have never taken advantage of that opportunity. So what we have to do is build out our economy as a logistics centered economy. So to young people who are starting business now, we have opportunities to export to the largest, the richest market in the world, which is the United States, free of duty once you manufacture the products here. So once you manufacture or add value here. So there are many regimes here, the Special Economic Zone regime, the Manufacturing Incentive Act, that young people who are starting business can get into and move forward and be a part of the business community.
Metry, Seaga, I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening on our panel discussion. We look forward to hearing more from you as you mature in your presidency. And certainly I know you will be here again to talk to us some more about your plans as you build them out as the new president of the PSOJ. Thank you very much.